Oliver slammed his fist on the table, the china rattling precariously. A red haze clouded his vision. His boss's words echoed in his ears, each syllable a sharp barb digging into his pride. Years of pent-up frustration and resentment surged up, threatening to consume him. This wasn't the first time anger had gripped him, but this time felt different. This time the intensity frightened him. Shame washed over him as quickly as the anger had come. He looked at his colleagues, their faces etched with concern and a hint of fear. He mumbled an apology, his voice choked with the remnants of his fury. As he walked home that evening, the weight of his outburst pressed down on him. He knew he couldn't ignore this anymore. He needed help. Therapy was a revelation for Oliver. It offered him a safe space to confront his deepest fears and insecurities. He began to understand the genesis of his anger, how it stemmed from a place of vulnerability and hurt. His therapist helped him recognize the triggers that set him off, the patterns of behavior he'd developed over the years to protect himself from emotional pain. He learned about the importance of self-awareness, of paying attention to the subtle signs his body sent before anger took hold. He started noticing the tightness in his chest, the clenching of his jaw, the quickening of his breath. These physical cues became his early warning system, giving him a chance to regain control before it was too late. Therapy wasn't easy. It required him to dig deep, to confront painful memories and ingrained beliefs that fueled his anger. He had to acknowledge his own role in his reactions, to accept responsibility for his behavior, and to commit to change. It was a slow and arduous process, but with each session, Oliver felt a glimmer of hope, a sense that he was finally on the right path. He started incorporating mindfulness practices into his daily routine. He experimented with meditation, finding solace in the quiet moments of introspection. He learned to observe his thoughts and emotions without judgment, to acknowledge their presence without letting them dictate his actions. He began to understand that his anger, while powerful, didn't have to define him. He had the power to choose how he responded. Oliver's therapist introduced him to the power of self-compassion. She explained that anger often arises from a sense of injustice, a feeling of being wronged or treated unfairly. She encouraged him to explore the underlying needs that were not being met, the unmet expectations that fueled his resentment. He realized that his anger at work stemmed from a deep-seated fear of failure, a need for validation and recognition that he wasn't receiving. He began to understand that his outbursts weren't just about the immediate situation, but about a lifetime of accumulated hurt and insecurity. Armed with this newfound awareness, Oliver started to approach conflict differently. He learned to communicate his needs assertively, without resorting to anger or aggression. He practiced active listening, striving to understand the perspectives of others, even when he disagreed with them. He discovered that empathy, the ability to see the world through another person's eyes, was a powerful antidote to anger. He began to challenge his own assumptions, to question the stories he told himself about the situations that triggered his anger. He realized that his perception wasn't always reality, and that often his anger was based on misinterpretations and faulty assumptions. He learned to pause before reacting, to take a step back and assess the situation objectively, giving himself time to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Oliver discovered a wealth of self-help techniques that complemented his therapy sessions. He found solace in journaling, pouring his thoughts and feelings onto paper, releasing the pent-up energy that fueled his anger. He started practicing deep breathing exercises, learning to regulate his nervous system and calm his mind in the face of stress. He explored the world of mindfulness apps, finding guided meditations and relaxation techniques that helped him cultivate a sense of inner peace. He committed to regular exercise, discovering that physical activity was a powerful way to release tension and process emotions. He learned to channel his energy into something positive, something that brought him joy and a sense of accomplishment. He started paying attention to his diet, realizing that certain foods and drinks could exacerbate his anger. He cut back on caffeine and alcohol, opting for healthier alternatives that nourished his body and mind. He prioritized sleep, understanding that rest was essential for emotional regulation and mental clarity. He surrounded himself with supportive friends and family members, people who offered encouragement and understanding. He joined a support group, finding comfort in connecting with others who shared similar struggles. He realized that he wasn't alone in his journey, and that sharing his experiences with others helped him feel less isolated and more hopeful. The transformation was gradual, but undeniable. Oliver's outbursts became less frequent, less intense. He started responding to challenges with calmness and composure, a far cry from his former reactive self. He felt a newfound sense of agency, a belief that he had the power to choose his responses, to break free from the chains of anger that had held him captive for so long. His relationships improved dramatically. He was more present, more patient, more understanding. He was able to communicate his needs effectively, without resorting to anger or aggression. He discovered a depth of connection he'd never experienced before, a sense of intimacy that stemmed from vulnerability and authenticity. He found joy in simple things, appreciating the beauty around him. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, a desire to live a life filled with meaning and connection. He realized that his journey wasn't just about controlling his anger, but about becoming a better version of himself. The journey had been long and arduous, but the rewards were immeasurable. He had discovered a strength he never knew he possessed, a resilience that had been forged in the fires of his struggles. He had learned to navigate his emotions with grace and wisdom, to find peace in the midst of chaos, and to embrace life with a newfound sense of gratitude and hope. Oliver's story is a testament to the power of self-awareness, self-compassion, and commitment to change. It's a reminder that we all have the capacity to heal, to grow, and to overcome our challenges. The journey to inner peace is ongoing, a continuous process of learning and evolving. It's about embracing our imperfections, acknowledging our vulnerabilities, and striving to be the best versions of ourselves. It's about recognizing that anger, while a natural human emotion, doesn't have to control us. We have the power to choose how we respond, to find healthier ways to express our feelings, and to cultivate a sense of inner calm that empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Oliver's journey offers hope and inspiration to anyone struggling with anger. It's a reminder that transformation is possible, that healing is within reach, and that with the right tools and support, we can all find the calm within.